This program, which is going to be a 4-part series, we're covering a subject which still is not really talked about. In every program you're going to hear, we're going to ask, why? Why isn't things taught? Why is the information not given out? Is it that they don't think we'll understand? Or is it that they think we won't believe? Or is it that they don't want us to progress spiritually? Well, everybody, in this next 4-part series, we're covering the topic of angels. Who are they? Where are they from? How do they help us? How do they guide us? Are they really with us? This is what we're going to be talking about. So let's look at, what are angels? Well, first we have to know about them. Where did they come from? And who wrote about them? And when? The word angel is derived from the Greek word angelos, which means messenger. Malak, the Hebrew word for angel, also means messenger. And both words nicely coincide with the Persian word for angel, which is angaros, which also means courier. The word angel can commonly be used to describe anyone who brings a message to another, whether a human being or spirit. However, within some beliefs, angels are spirit messengers who brings messages of truth to aid mankind, while conversely, fallen angels bring forth messages of untruth to lead people astray and wreak havoc on earth. Angels are then traditionally believed to be supernatural beings who act as mediators between man and God. It is taught that angels have authority over the natural world, being organized into classes and hierarchies. The origin of angels in history, everyone, is quite complicated to figure out, due to angels or similar spirit beings are being found within many cultures around the globe. Angels are found mainly within 3 key religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Yet, angels, or divine helpers, were also found within Sumerian, Babylonian, Persian, Egyptian, and Greek writings as well, and played a major influence upon the idea regarding angels within the key religions themselves. For example, it is well known that ancient Sumerian text predates the Hebrew book of Genesis, included the idea of the existence of angels. The Hebrew beliefs regarding angels were similarly shared with Christianity, and both Judaism and Christianity's teachings of angels inspired also Islam beliefs concerning them. Though may be called different names, spirit beings are quite similar to angels, can also be found within other religions, mythologies, and lores. Hinduism has avatars. Buddhism has devas. The Greeks wrote about daemons and other spirit beings similar to angels, such as guardian spirits and spirit guides, have been taught by tribal cultures. All of these has similar functions as helpful spiritual messengers or angels. Today, many people believe in demons and that they are fallen angels. This teaching originated in the Hebrew text of Isaiah about Lucifer being cast out of heaven with 1/3 of the angels following him to earth. When the text was written, do you know, Lucifer actually referred and was referred to a Babylonian king. But later, Christian poetic interpretation of the same text changed Lucifer into Satan, commonly believed to be many now, the devil. A common description sometimes given of angels is that they are beings of light, which are sometimes described as fearful to behold, due to their tall stature, purity, and sheer power. Some will also describe angels as having wings, and maybe even halos. Yet the Western idea of wings and halos originated through ancient religions and mythology. Images of angels looking like human beings, but with wings, were an ancient idea that illustrated spirit beings as coming from a higher place or the heavens. Wings were an easy way to convey the idea of angels crossing back and forth, or even up and down, from the spirit world to earth and then back again. Many ancient gods were often depicted as birds or as having wings. Let's reference Egyptian, for example. By the 4th century AD, angels were widely perceived as having wings within the Western cultures, while wings were virtually non-existent within the Eastern religions. Many ancient cultures had placed wings upon their deities, creatures, and heroes, so it was natural for Christian artists to look to pagan cultures for inspiration. Christian artists were inspired to add wings to angels by looking at Greek art. Muslim artists looked to Persian renderings as their inspiration for wings upon angels. During this time, Christian painters also borrowed the idea of the halo from the Greeks and Romans, who had used them prior. Today, most people can easily recognize that angels with wings and halos were an addition into religious art after much debate and eventual approval by the Roman Council of Nicaea after 325 AD. However, many times in the Bible, angels appear to be men and are described as such from Genesis, when Jacob wrestles an angel, to Revelation. The letters to each of the churches are addressed to the pastors or angels of the church. Even the name given to the Archangel Gabriel means everyone, man of God. Furthermore, Jesus was attributed as teaching in the Gospel of Matthew that during the resurrection, those raised would be as or like the angels of God in heaven. This statement is further clarified by similar passages found in Luke 20, which states, "For they, the resurrected, are angelic." This very idea of spirit of human beings after death being resurrected, or possibly raised up, spiritually speaking, as the spirit messengers we call angels, is echoed somewhat by the teachings of famed medium Emanuel Swedenborg. Swedenborg called the spirits of dead humans angels and claimed to visit them often in the spiritual world through trance states. Today, many people look at angels for assistance and even intervention during a crisis. A common modern-day description of angels are found in numerous stories of helpful but mysterious strangers. These stories often tell of a person who seems to come to a person during the time of need, providing a word or help of some kind, but then mysteriously disappearing quickly. During these experiences, the messenger or helpful is just like an angel, but appears as a loving, caring human being. Similar, spirits come to comfort and lead dying people through the transition from this world unto the light, which some people call heaven or the promised land, are often described as angels, but are sometimes discovered to be deceased family members or friends of the one about to pass. Thus, angels seem to have a very close association with humans, maybe even closer than we might think. When one examines biblical descriptions, along with accounts of personal experiences, summing up angels described within religion and within personal experiences as a whole, we know they are beloved spirit beings that brings messages. They aid mankind. Angels appear in human form, and angels have been described specifically as the spirit of humans within the spirit realm. Perhaps the term angel is a word to universally describe disembodied yet enlightened spirits of humans who help other human beings on both sides of the grave. So that brings up the question, why are angels watching us? Why do they watch us? And what are angels learning from us? You probably already know that several biblical passages indicate that angels watch mankind, and many religious faiths teach this to be true. But we should consider the following biblical passage a bit deeper, as it is specifically about angels watching us. This begs the question, why? And what might angels be learning from us? I quote, "For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels and to men." That is from 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 9. Let's dig into this a little further. Maybe, does angels need us just as much as we need them? And who are the angels? And why might they desire to watch over us? Well, allow us to clarify that in the Bible. The word angels means messengers, people in the spirit who are watching over, communicating, and observing us. We are not alone, everyone. Often we think of angels or enlightened spirits as higher, advanced beings who are close to perfect and need nothing from us imperfect humans. But sometimes people disagree with this concept, for religions have created ideas of untouchable, winged, haloed entities, causing us to misunderstand the interaction of spirits with those of us who are embodied. Artists added wings to angels to convey that they were special and from a higher place. Birds have wings to fly in the heavens. So adding wings to people allowed artists to indicate that messengers were from the heavens, to namely from spirit. We're not implying that it's impossible for a person in spirit to appear in wings, bright light, or even a halo. Maybe spirits can appear to people however they want or desire. We like to think that beings are not allowed by what they can or cannot do, especially if the mind is open to create. The point we're trying to make is that biblical angels who interact with people are described as people in spirit, whoever assists us or learns from us, just like we might learn from them when they choose to interact with us. And we are compelled to think that their veiled observation of humanity has meaning and importance. To us, it's an indicator that no one ever stops learning and maturing. After all, we will, one day, we could possibly find ourselves as angelic messengers and observers who, in some fashion, will live to serve mankind. Through the use of ghost and spirit communication, we have come to recognize that we always have spirits and ghosts with us. They've recorded many voices of enlightened and unenlightened entities that eventually we reach a point to where we no longer could doubt their existence or persistent observance and interaction. Ghosts and spirits might be our relatives, our friends, or even strangers. They are, whether we know it or not, they're around us. What are angels? And what are they able to learn from us? Ghosts and spirits that have not yet transitioned from the earth plane, they choose to remain behind instead of moving towards unto another plane. Spirits are those who visit the earth realm from another plane, a place we would like to call the light. They are the angels we speak of in this writing. Both ghosts and spirits may communicate with the living and often do. This makes them messengers, which is the actual meaning of the Greek word angelos, translated in the Bible as angels. How interesting to know that others in spirits, messengers, are also watching us, observing our life experiences and learning from our triumph and seeming failures. But why? That's the question. What is the connection that we have with angels? You might be wondering how spirits might learn from us and why. We're not sure we know the answer fully, but we do have some thoughts to share. The value of this life journey, perhaps for all of us, is to experience and learn that deep down we are loved and we are one, bound to all. When we fall short of walking in this knowledge, we suffer from the disconnection we feel and some of the ill-advised choices that we make. When we fall, we have lost sight of who we truly are and in the severable connection to everyone and everything deep inside us. Our life experiences reveal the truths we need to remember, for there cannot be shadow without light. The shadow reveals just how bright the light truly is. Those who watch us are able to see from a higher perspective than we are able to see, but they also need our experiences to be their own. Our lives act as mirrors to the visitors in heavens. After all, we are connected and one, learning and growing together as one great spirit or life energy. What happens to a part of us happens to all. We suppose you could say we are one with the angels. But then it was stated a little while ago, we are a spectacle, but to who? Remember, we stated from the Bible, we are a spectacle to the world, men and angels, to all that exist. Yes, to all. We like to think that this idea is true. But in what way? What does that mean? Many eyes, according to this scripture, are upon us. But the implication is even greater than that. The Greek word in this passage, translated as spectacle, actually means people, theater, or a public assembly. Now that's big. Something that makes us wonder just how large an audience could be watching every one of us at any given time. In the upcoming programs, What Are Angels 2, 3, and 4, we will be going in depth in which people do not discuss the information on the Archangels and how do they assist us. We will go over each of the Archangels in their functions from the spirit world to earth. But before we end, I have one more question. Have you ever been in a situation and someone came into your life? They assisted you. They got you through the situation. And then they disappeared?